Hi, welcome back. In the last video, we saw how we can make use of the if statement in order to express a single logical expression. Although the single logical expression is a bit complex statement, where we have the evaluation of the subject to be English and where the average score is more than 70, we want to say the student actually passed, otherwise the student have to repeat. All right, so like I said in the last video, there are multiple scenarios. Um, just for the purpose of demonstration, we had to use where the subject is just English and the average pass mark is 70. Now, the situation now is that we are meant to evaluate every of these subject categories and where the pass mark is specified to this left side, on this right side, and now we will see how we can implement this using what we call the nested if. All right, so the idea behind the nested if is where we have multiple scenarios that we want to evaluate. In this case, where any student that is offering the English language and the average mark is 70 and above, we want to say such student has passed. And we this is another scenario, mathematics with the average score equals to or greater than 80. And we have the count of scenarios here. This is one scenario, this is two scenarios, three, four, five, and we have other subject scenarios. We have six scenarios here. So how do you think we'll be able to evaluate this and be able to bring out the expected result? Okay, so in this our exercise, right, we're basically looking at the education sector and having a student's information, the subjects each of the students enrolled for, and what their score has been over the term, right? We have the first term, second term, and the third term, right? So we want to be able to specify if the students have actually passed the course. Otherwise, the student would have to repeat. All right, so taking a quick look at this first scenario that we have evaluated, right, where the subject is English and the average score is 70 as specified on this right side. Okay, so we could actually expand this more. The idea behind nested if that if we have a condition that we want to evaluate, let's say 1 is equals to 1 is a logical expression, and if that is true, we want to say we want to return true. Now we are left with the value if false. Now with the value if false, we can also put another if inside where the value is equal to false, and keep enveloping if inside the if, right? This is the idea behind the nested if, right? Nested if is a situation where we have a logical expression already evaluated and we have returned the true value, right? So let's say this is the first logical expression and we have returned the true value when the value returns true is evaluated to be true. Now where we have the value if it is false, we can always put another if statement here and say and put in another logical test, right? So you want to return the value if it is true, and of course, value if it is false, you can also put another nested if. So this is the idea behind the nested if. Okay, so let's go back to this first evaluation. I'm going to take out this. I'm going to take out this, and of course, I am going to take out this. Okay, so you agree with me that we have evaluated the first scenario where the subject is English and the pass mark being specified as seen here. Okay, so now what we're basically going to do where we have repeat, right? Where we have repeat is that section that says the value that you want to return if the evaluation that we have is false, right? So where we have repeat is basically where we have value if it is false. Now we take out the repeat and put another if inside here. All right, so we're going to put another if inside here. Now again, this is expecting a logical expression, right? We're going to pick b2 again. B2 basically means you are picking the value inside the selected cell. Alright, now we're going to say if the subject B2 is mathematics, right? Not just that, we have a complex statement here. We're going to be using the and. It's not that it's just mathematics. We're going to put opening bracket, open a comma to expect another logical um, expression, and the average of all the scores that we have here. If the average of all the scores that we have here, if it is greater than or equals to 80, right? We're going to close the brackets, comma. So what is the value if it is true? So if it is greater than or equals to 80, we want to say passed, right? We want to return pass, right? Now put in a comma, value if it is false, right? Value if it is false means now we have two evaluations that we have expressed. Okay, let me just say repeat. Let me say repeat, right? Let me say repeat. Now I'm going to close the other opening bracket for the second if, right? I'm going to close the second opening bracket for second if. I'm going to close this, right? If I double click on this and click all the way down. Now let us see where we have mathematics, right? Where we have mathematics, let's focus on where we have mathematics. The average score that we have here for here is the average score is 70, but for mathematics we specified 80. Let us look at another area. This guy also repeats mathematics. Um, okay, so what we're basically going to do for mathematics, okay, we specified 80, right? This is actually hard coded, right? What we can do, you can basically, okay, let me control Z this. Let's go to the first, let's go to the first cell where the evaluation is also expressed, right? Instead of typing in 80 here, we can just select the value here and press F4, right? You can press F4 to lock the cell, right? We still have the same result. Right, so now let us focus where we have mathematics. Mathematics says the pass mark is 80 for the person to pass. See, the average score is 70, so that is wrong. So if we actually change this to 70, here's the beauty here. If we change this to 70, you'll see um, mathematics 70. Oh, since we're referencing the value here, let me see, mathematics. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. So since we have implemented it here, let me just click all the way down. All right. So now because we have changed this to 70, now we can see that this guy scored 70 point something for the average score here, 70.3. Now he has passed mathematics, right? So also for this, the average for this is still not up to 70, right? Let's see the next one. The next one here, yeah, the average is 70.33. And of course, also the next average here is 70.33. So for now, we have only evaluated English and mathematics. All right, so we're doing well. Let us see for the other subject. Don't forget the first line, the first record has to be the first point of contact before you could so we have evaluated for English and mathematics. Let's do physics, chemistry, biology. All right, so where we have repeat is the site where we return the value if false, right? So for mathematics, we have done English and mathematics. So I'm going to put another nested if here. Okay, so what's so I'm going to say if B2 now is equals to physics, is equals to physics. Just to mention here, you must type the subject name correctly, otherwise you are going to miss your expectation. And right, not just physics. I'll put an open bracket and the average score for the pass mark. Oh, sorry, I should put average, right? Average pass mark score. Close the bracket. Average is greater than or equals to 65, right? 65. I think, right? So if that is so, let me close my bracket and put in a comma. Value if it is true. Value if it is true, I want to say pass, right? I want to say pass. Yes, I know it's getting more complex. And value if it is false. So for value if it is false, let us make that one handle the chemistry subject, right? So we're going to put another if. We're going to put another if, and we're going to say if the value that we have here is equals to chemistry, right? Now, let's open it up. Let's open this up. Now, we are also, because this is also a complex expression, we're going to wrap and around this and put in a comma, right? So we're currently at the second logical expression. That is the average score that we have here. If the average score is greater than or equals to 65 also, right, we're going to close the bracket and put in a comma. Oh, I hope I've not missed it. Uh, okay, let me take it slow. So I'm currently at the logical expression. Um, Close this and put in a comma. Okay, so that has actually extended to the second screen. I'm using two screens here. So I'm currently at the value which is true. I want to return that person has passed, right? Otherwise, I'm currently at the value which is false. So I've done physics, chemistry. Let me do biology now. So biology, I'm going to say another nested if, right? Nested if, I'm going to say if the value here equals to biology, right? And now this is another complex statement that I'm going to be using and not that the subject has to be biology alone, but the average score over the term should be greater than or equals to 65, right? Greater than or equals to 65. Okay, so that's making sense, right? Let's close that up. Put in a comma. So what is the value which is true? We want to say the person has also passed, right? Then what if the value if it is false? So this is biology, right? So value if it is false, I think that will take care of the other subject. So value if it is false, basically where other subject falls in. So I'm going to say oh, for other subject, right? Mm. So we've been able to specify for English, mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology. So for other subjects, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to say if, right? If, oops, okay. Um, so how do we write it now? For other subjects, um, That means if not